on a promise to cut taxes and boost Japan's economy through spending. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
America's listening to Fox News.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Seattle bullies New England with a suffocating defense and capturing Super Bowl 60 last night. It's their second title in a dozen years. After the big win in the big game, Seattle fans at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California were ecstatic.
We love our Seahawks. I'm so proud to be at 12. This is for the whole city. And thank God for Mike McDonald and John Schneider. Those guys rock, man. And Sam Darnold. This rocks, man. I'm just so proud.
Parade is set for Wednesday. Meanwhile, it was the battle of the halftime shows Sunday. Fox's Sue Guzman.
Millions of NFL fans tuned out the Bad Bunny halftime show at the Super Bowl to view Turning Point USA's halftime show with Kid Rock.
Saw at one point across all the different social channels, we saw over 10 million concurrent views. So that was adding up all of Rumble and all of our partners just on the social side. So, and now the numbers keep trickling in. I mean, right now, as I'm sitting here, YouTube's numbers keep updating.
As Turning Point USA spokesman Andrew Colvett, President Trump criticized the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show, calling it one of the worst ever and a slap in the face to the country. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer faces a political crisis as he tries to persuade Labour Party lawmakers not to oust him. Starmer lost his chief of staff Sunday and is losing support after revelations about former British ambassador Peter Mandelson's ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Starmer fired Mandelson in September after emails showed he maintained a friendship with Epstein. Starmer's chief of staff, Morgan McSweeney, resigned, taking responsibility for that appointment. And opening statements are expected to begin in a landmark social media trial in California today. The trial stems from allegations that tech giants like Meta and Google claiming that their platforms are addictive for minors and are contributing to a mental health crisis. Both Meta and Google have denied those claims. I'm Gianna Gelosi. This is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Happy Monday. It is February 9th, 2026. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. We're also doing the online thing. You can join us at 710 KURV. YouTube, X, Facebook Live. That's where producer Freddie puts us. We're also at Radio Para Mi. Download the free app and listen on your smartphone. Several Robert Vela High School students facing discipline. It's about a handful of them after walking out of class last Friday. The students were protesting federal immigration enforcement efforts. The Texas Education Agency last week had been warning school districts that they could face potential takeovers if they allow student walkouts. Meantime, at the state capitol, some members of the State Board of Education raising concerns about the recent student ICE walkouts at several schools across Texas. In a letter on Friday sent to the Texas Education Commissioner, Mike Morath, some of these board members said that students were allowed and in some cases encouraged to leave campus during the protest. The board members called the move a, quote, clear violation of parental rights and said that it would undermine the trust families put in schools. Last Wednesday, Governor Greg Abbott spoke against ICE walkouts at schools and said that districts could lose state funding and face legal liability if they allow students to leave. At 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News. In other news, Texas Senator John Cornyn saying that he is impressed with the work being done by the USDA to prevent the New World screwworm from reaching the U.S.
The larvae can burrow into wounds in animals like cattle, causing major damage and even death. They've been detected in Mexico, and Senator John Cornyn says it's important to prevent them from crossing the border.
This vicious pest touches all of our lives one way or the other. If the New World screwworm spreads to Texas, infecting cattle and killing livestock, the already high price of beef will continue to increase. And of course, as we're all focused on kitchen table issues and affordability, that's the last thing we need.
He says the USDA has an aggressive program to keep them from spreading into Texas and affecting livestock here.
And Stephen Pickering with that report. And on that note, Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins and Texas Governor Greg Abbott will be meeting today in the Edinburgh area to talk about one of those sterile fly facilities that is hoping to push back against any infestation from the New World screwworm. At 7:08 on the Valley's Morning News. The number of Texas families applying for the new school voucher program is now approaching 50,000.
As of Friday, more than 46,000 families had applied for Texas Education Freedom accounts since applications first opened last Wednesday. The Education Savings Account program gives eligible families roughly $10,000 for student education costs, including partial or full private school tuition. Texas Comptroller Kelly Hancock's office says statewide applicant data is leaning toward low to middle income households. The last day to apply for the school vouchers program in Texas is March 17th.
It's 7:09 on News Talk 710 KURV. Right after AccuWeather, I'll tell you why some of y'all perhaps have not received your voter registration card. I'll tell you what the kinks are in the system right after AccuWeather. Meantime, AccuWeather time, and we want to say thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch, always having what you need. Great folks at Martin Farm and Ranch. AccuWeather meteorologist Bill Dager joining us. You know how Freddie, have, like, when they have the State of the Union speech, they always have, like, one cabinet secretary, like, far, far away in case they nuke the Capitol. Yeah. Bill Dager drew
like the lone survivor.
Yeah, the lone survivor. Yeah.
Designated survivor, right?
There we go. Designated survivor.
Yeah, lone survivor. That's a different story. Yeah. Completely different.
Yeah.
Bill Dager drew the short straw. So he's the one who could not watch the Super Bowl yesterday.
Yeah.
So everybody else called out except Bill. Bill's holding out the fort today. And he's the one having to answer all these tough questions. Like, why, dude? Upper 80s today and all week long. Like, what did we do to you, Bill? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I did watch the first half of the Super Bowl. I'll say that. It was kind of boring. Then I went to sleep.
Yeah.
And then I get to join you here and tell you it's going to be hot in the middle part of February. We're talking about 80s today, right through the rest of the week, mid to upper 80s in our forecast. A little bit of fog out there this morning. Keep that in mind if you're headed out. But you're right. We should be in the mid 70s this time of year. That's our average high temperature.
Did you see the long range forecast? 7-10 plus out. Another cold front? Any hope that maybe we can cool things down again sometime?
I don't think so. I think we do kind of get a frontal boundary close on Saturday. I think the rain from it stays to the north, but these hot temperatures, these very warm temperatures, don't look to be heading anywhere here over the next week or so.
All right, so we start this Monday morning, temperatures in the upper 50s. Starbase and the Rio Grande Valley, Port of Brownsville, and McAllen, Mission, Edinburgh, everybody about 57, 58 degrees. And the AccuWeather forecast, upper 80s today. We're just going to round it up close to 90. How about that? So
yeah,
87, 88 today, tomorrow, the next day, and so on and so forth, all the rest of the week. There you go. That's your AccuWeather forecast. It is, as far as national days, if you're suffering from a toothache, maybe because of too much cake. Yeah. If you're suffering from a toothache, it's your day today. It's a National Toothache Day. And it's National Pizza Day as well. Bill, pineapple, yes or no? On the pizza?
No.
Okay.
No. Give me all the pig. I want all the pig on my pizza, every part of the pig.
Okay. So he wants the so-called Canadian bacon, which is really ham.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I can do ham.
Yes,
Prefer pepperoni and
We're
sausage.
outnumbered. So far, Freddie and I say yes on the pineapple. Paco Sanchez from the. What do you say? Yes? Yeah, you're outnumbered 3-1. Paco Sanchez in the studio says yes as well.
All right, I'll give it a try.
We'll call you next day. Yeah, just try it once. Yeah.
Yep.
Try it. Say this: extra cheese, extra pepperoni, and put some hot sauce with a pineapple on it. Oof, it is heaven.
Ooh, that's a combination of flavors if I've ever heard one.
Who's open right now to make some pizza? Right? Nobody. Right? All right. Call you next hour, pal.
All right.
Bill Dager from AccuWeather. In highs today should be in the upper 80s. The time is 7:12 on the Valley's Morning News. Let's see here. It's almost time to vote, but some folks in Texas still have not received their voter registration card.
Upgrades to the state's election software has delayed mailing of the cards. Experts say this is no big deal because they cannot be used as an ID when you hit the ballot box.
Most Texans are using their driver's license, and if they're not using their driver's license, then they're probably using their handgun license.
Byron Fisher at the Election Protection Project says it's probably better that cards get sent out closer to the election. They serve as a reminder, he says, that it's almost time to vote. Early voting in the March primary starts next week.
One of the more interesting races is for Senate in Texas. Nomination for that. We're looking at a virtual three-way tie in the GOP race for Texas Senate.
The latest Republican Senate poll has Attorney General Ken Paxton with 27% of likely Republican primary voters, Houston Congressman Wesley Hunt at 25.5%, and incumbent Senator John Cornyn at 21.7%. Paxton took to social media saying Cornyn was done and wasting campaign funds. Cornyn's campaign quickly went for the jugular, saying, quote, "Ken, when this is over, you will have nothing," which turns out to be the same thing you offered to give Angela in divorce proceedings, unquote. SMU political scientist Cal Jilson.
Cornyn is worried. He needs to make Paxton unacceptable, at least to the business-leaning Republicans.
It's starting to look like a May 26 runoff election will be needed. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
Time is 7:14. This is the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. We've got a new leader taking the helm of the Rio Grande Valley Partnership. We'll talk with him next on the Valley's Morning News.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com or at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
My name is Sergio Sanchez, candidate for House District 41. I'm a Republican. I will be a champion for gun owners' rights, champion for the NRA at the State House in Austin. Others in my primaries are trying to limit the amount of guns to 2 per person, trying to take away AR-15s. And the quote is, why do they even sell these? Please go to my website, sergiofortexas.com, for a full-length video of my opponent. My name is Sergio Sanchez. I'm a candidate for House District 41. I'm a Republican. I'm asking for your vote. This political ad paid for by a Sergio Sanchez campaign.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
More than just the headlines.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
Thank you for joining us on News Talk 710 KURV. This is the Valley's Morning News. If you have not downloaded the free app, we invite you to do so. That way you can listen online. Radio Para Mí is the free app, and listen to 710 KURV on your smartphone. In the studio, I've got another Sanchez. Paco Sanchez is now the president and CEO of the Rio Grande Valley Partnership. Congratulations, Paco. It's good to turn on the microphone for you. It's good to see that the family's moving up in this world. All right. Paco, Mike. How old are you?
I am 39.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, tragaño. So you don't show it at 39.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I hope not. That's, I guess, the one downside. I'd have a bunch of, bad vision, everything else, but at least I'll look young. That's cool.
Your previous work,
yes.
Either in advocacy or let's start on the legislative side.
Yes,
So
sir.
you worked with Mando Martinez, our state rep in the Westwood area.
Yes. No, I interned with him as an undergraduate, unpaid intern. after I finished law school, I came back and I was his legislative director for about a decade. Spent a year out in the private sector in a personal injury law firm. And then in late 2020, I was able to come back and be Chairman Oscar Longoria's chief of staff since, 3 sessions with him.
All right.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And your exposure to the Rio Grande Valley Partnership, just
Yes.
working with them through those years, right?
Yes, sir. No, I tell people in the very literal first second of me walking into Rep Martinez's office, Bill Summers was there. I got to know him, get to, talk with him, and he really showed me what the role of the partnership is.
Bill did?
Yes, and really bringing together the different sectors in our economy here locally, and gathering issues, taking it up to DC and to Austin. And that's something I'm looking to bring back to the partnership.
You're another Bill baby. I'm a Bill baby. Yeah, Bill Summers did that for so many folks in the area. Took them under his wing and showed them how things work. Right.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you, about 30 years ago, that was me.
Oh,
He took me
yes.
under his wing and showed me he connected the dots and how things are connected and
No.
work in the area.
Exactly. And I think that's so important in this role because you're working with all 4 counties, really bridging the gaps between people and working out any disagreements. And that's just what he preached and what the partnership is all about.
Yeah, unity, regionalism,
Yes,
or
sir.
the words are the battle cry from the
Mhm.
Rio Grande Valley Partnership. Okay, so let's look at the potential vision now.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you get to set that vision? Do you take previous efforts, let's say like one region, one voice, and build on that, or do we move in a new direction? What's from your perspective? What's the plan? What's the vision?
So we're going to return to our roots. The partnership, we're a business-led regional nonprofit organization. And our premier event is the RGV Legislative Tour, which you do every session in the state legislature. And that's really the premier tool that we have to educate lawmakers about the Valley. And that's where we are able to promote all 4 counties, our economic strengths, and also look back at, where we need to see some improvements. And by doing that, we show our outside lawmakers firsthand what the Valley is about. We get to cover our economic strengths, our cultural and geographic uniqueness, and the challenges that we face so that when they're in the back rooms choosing to appropriate, money to projects or backing legislation, they have a firsthand experience of what the Valley has to offer and the return on the investment that we're making on taxpayer dollars. And it's a lot easier for lawmakers to make that decision if they've seen it firsthand, as opposed to being handed a sheet of paper with a paragraph summary of it.
Paco Sanchez is the president and CEO, the new president, CEO of the Rio Grande Valley Partnership. It's official, done deal, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
You're on the clock now.
Yeah.
With the Rio Grande Valley Partnership. At this point, I know we're a year away, which is good because you got the entire year to work with local leadership and other folks and
Yes.
recruitment and get ready for that signature event, which is the legislative tour. Bring all these, as many as possible, like several dozen of these lawmakers from Austin, senators and state reps. Hopefully some of them who don't know anything about the Valley come and see the Valley.
And there's going to be a whole new stock of state reps and senators.
Yeah.
There's a lot of turnover this election cycle, just from members retiring and not coming back or running for higher office. So there's a lot of opportunity for the partnership and the Valley to really showcase themselves to a new audience and a new group of elected officials.
Before being named president, CEO of the Valley Partnership, did you have a work relationship with many of the board members and the partnership?
Yes.
Like you're not, this is not new to you.
No, I
just hit the ground running.
So for the past 8 sessions, I volunteered on the tour. I helped with some of the planning when it was Julian Alvarez as a previous president CEO, and Sergio Contreras, who was they're both great friends. They've given me advice and worked on these issues with me. JD Salinas is on the board. Amanda Saldana is our chairwoman, our amazing chairwoman, and there's a lot of familiarity. And that's one of the strengths that I bring to the partnership is that I know our role. I know a lot of the people that are involved and the people that should be involved, and I can bring them to the table.
JD Salinas.
Yes, sir.
He's always been in there.
Oh,
He's like Oz, right? Behind the scenes. He's like pulling all the strings. You don't see him, but he's like the great Oz, JD Salinas out there. So what would you say is going into next year, next legislative session, 2027, at this moment, maybe top 2, 3 things on the wish list for Valley leadership? What do we want? in the Valley? What do we want from Austin?
No, so in general, we can say infrastructure that covers a lot.
Yeah.
However, water infrastructure is going to be huge right now. We've already working on those issues with the USDA. They're down here gathering. They're trying to get GSI maps to take that information up to DC, connect with funding sources to bring down federal funding on our water infrastructure. That's something we can really strike on at the state legislature as well to really build upon that. And then on top of that, really just strengthening our local economy, I think is going to be one of the low-hanging fruit with a very business-friendly state, a business-friendly legislature, where we can take some of the issues that we're seeing back here in the home and really advocate up in Austin to create a healthier environment for us.
Business friendly is, but for some, I know would be code for we need to do a better job in Texas when it comes to the for example, the franchise tax,
Yes.
or property taxes, where it's not as punishing as in
Yes.
present form. Also, on the infrastructure side, water would require billions of dollars.
Yes.
For lining, for tubes, for digging holes in the ground, for retention ponds, all that stuff. It's not exclusive to us because everybody's
Oh, it
clamoring for
is.
the aquifer up in Central Texas, all that.
No, and we made historic investments in our water infrastructure last session. The state's committing $1 billion every year. And that is a drop in the bucket,
It is.
but it takes us working with USDA, with the Texas International Produce Association, with our cities and communities that know that they need push water to get water to our communities. And that again ties back into the partnership, and that we're a regional organization that can bring all these different issues together, unite them under a single message that we can go up as a Valley region and advocate for. That's really one of the strengths, is that we are the glue between business leaders, cities, counties, nonprofits, and private organizations, really organizing them.
Michael Sanchez is the new president and CEO of the Rio Grande Valley Partnership, the Valley Chamber. It's a regional organization, and at times we hear the word regionalism, the advocacy for that from the chamber. Do you think the Valley Chamber might be the tip of the spear, or the tip of one spear or several spears, to finally unite into one RGV MSA, perhaps near future? Because we have a lot of commute between Hidalgo County, headed to work, and Cameron County at the port, and shopping and all that back and forth every day is taking place. The metrics might be there. I don't know who needs to pull the trigger on this, or ask officials in DC to pull the trigger on this.
No, I think our role as a partnership is to be that glue, to bring everybody together. And
I
maybe
know,
on my end,
you have to excuse me on this one, because you probably haven't touched on the issue that much because you have representation from Brownsville.
Yes.
They're doing their hot stuff.
Oh,
Brownsville
yes.
is leading the economy to McAllen area, and they have their own strength. But is there a desire, an appetite by regional leadership to move in that direction? Or do they say, oh, we're okay? Browns will say, we don't need anybody. Or McAllen says, we don't need anybody. You know what I mean? It's usually,
yes, no, and I think we'll have to lead discussions on that.
Okay.
We do understand that everybody advocates for their region and for their city, and I don't think that that's wrong, because at the end of the day, we work lockstep together. What is going to help Brownsville is going to help McAllen. We have to work through issues and disagreements that we have, but we can talk about that, as opposed to other areas where they silo themselves and don't, communicate or talk. I'm going to be in Brownsville later this week, talking with the EDC, meeting with Willacy County, just to show that we're there, that they know us, and that they can come to us if they have an issue with another community, and we can be that bridge to break that, that barrier.
If you had a chance to meet with 3 or 4 business owners in an elevator for 1 minute, what would you tell them? Join the Valley Chamber because?
We're the strongest tool to promote our regional unity. We provide a really strong unified voice, one region, one voice. I have a pin here on my lapel. And we're really the only organization that brings together those 4 counties, Hidalgo, Cameron, Willacy, and Star. And our one united mission is to advance the economic strength of our state. we can't do it all on our own. It takes us to coming together as a group. And through that, we provide direct access to decision makers. And this is something that I bring with my history, having worked in the legislature for 2 decades, working with elected officials that we interact with on the federal side, state side, through our legislative tours, our policy briefings, and our events. Our members gain that access to the state, federal, and regional decision makers. And so when those critical decisions arise, you're at the table not just to say, let's pick this one or that one. You develop that plan from the beginning to the execution. And at the end of the day, the Valley works when we work together. And again, and I'm highlighting this again and again, we're that glue that brings everybody together. And you get to be in the middle of everything when you're here at the partnership.
10-4. Paco Sanchez, the new president, CEO of the Rio Grande Valley Partnership. You mentioned Bill Summers, and back then, the issue of the Mexican water debt,
Yes.
30 some odd years. Well, it seems that considering now that the deliveries that seem to be taking place on time by Mexico now, under this administration, the way they were pushing, it looks like we're getting payment now. So that issue might be behind us, but the Valley Partnership has been a unifying voice to get behind some project. Now, at present, the business community is trying to get the attention of the White House on worker issues.
Yes.
Well, you had cash workers on the periphery in some industries, for example, construction. Well, that's gone. So how about considering, just like you do for tech or medical, or you get some of these Chinese grad students come over here and all these universities, do the same thing for construction, to put it out there and hurry up and finish any commercial, residential construction that's out there. That's one potential project. Is a potential visa reform, property tax reform. We mentioned it. And also, do you see the Valley Partnership as helping to sell the area? We have other entities like CoStep, and of course all the economic development, Rioplex, the economic development entity. Do you see the RGV Partnership being in that mix, trying to recruit industry to the area as well?
Oh, definitely. That's one of the pillars, is strengthening our economic footprint on our environment here. And part of that is selling our region, focusing on workforce development, which is huge, saying that we have a young workforce that can be educated at one of our public community colleges, TSC, TSTC, STC, and then you have a young workforce that's ready to get out there and work. I think that's one of our biggest selling points. And we work in step with Rioplex. They have a large focus on the international side. We're focusing here. We're meeting with them to see how we can work together. And that's part of our role as the partnership. And again, as you spoke about, what issues are we going to be pushing and advancing? We're beginning RGV Connect. It's our new initiative where we will go to our cities, highlight an issue. We're going to be in Mission on February 25th.
Okay.
We are going to be talking about federal transportation and how the bridges interact with that. And then Mission will get to highlight their own city. That's where we'll kind of farm out the ideas that we will later on meet in legislative roundtables to gather, sift through them, see where our business community and our elected officials think, hey, we can move on this issue. And then we'll take that when we go to RGV to DC in June, to RGV Days in Austin during the legislative session, and use them during our legislative tour.
RGV Connect is more of a roundtable with leadership?
So
or
initially
you invite
it'll be panels throughout the month, and then in the middle of the year and at the end of the year, we'll have roundtables to gather the ideas, organize them, and then kind of make sure that we can align on all of those ideas.
Michael, thank you for stopping by. Let's
Thank you,
continue this
Sergio.
conversation.
Yes, sir. No, I'll be here. I want to make sure people know about the partnership and how we
Yeah.
can strengthen our valley.
Yes, sir. Mike's open. You want to come
Sure.
back anytime.
Thank you,
El
Sergio.
Primo, Paco
Yes.
Sanchez. He's president, CEO of the Rio Grande Valley Partnership. This is the Valley's Morning News. We invite you to join us at Radio Para Mí. It is the free app, and you can listen online. Well, we're done with football. What's up next, Freddie? Oh, you know it. It's baseball time. Well, yeah, Fred says World Cup. What? Soccer? No. Baseball, Freddie. Baseball. Your station for Astros baseball. Newstalk 710 KURV. Sports is next.
It's the 16th annual Vanny Kids Live Radiothon 2026. Join 710 KURV on Tuesday, February 17th from 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. and donate to support brave children, survivors, and their families. Your donation brings hope and strength to those who need it most. Make a difference. Donate and help our kids on this climb. Our kids will have the strength with your help. The Vanny Kids Live Radiothon 2026, powered by Amigo Power Equipment and Lee's Pharmacy.
If you are a business owner, listen to me. Have you given thought about the future? Not the next billing cycle. I'm talking about legacy issues, opportunities to sell at top dollar. RioPlex Business Exchange for $34 a month connects you instantly with qualified buyers, qualified investors, and the tools that you need to know exactly what your business is worth. Visit RioPlexBusinessExchange.com and subscribe today.
They said copies for a penny couldn't be done. We said, watch us. Total Imaging Solutions. We're flipping the script on printing. Whether you're a small business or a big operation, it doesn't matter. If you need a printer or copier, Total Imaging Solutions has the right printer for you. You get the printer for a simple monthly fee and copies, just a penny or less a page. No ink or toner charges. No surprise service fees, just clear, honest pricing. And if your old printer's slowing you down, we'll trade it out and level you up. Whether you print just a couple of copies a day or need the next New York Times press, we can help. Plus, if anything ever breaks, our team will have you up and running in under 4 hours. Easy printing, fast service, real savings. That's the penny or less revolution. Call 956-664-2113 or visit copiesforapenny.com. That's copiesforapenny.com. Total Imaging Solutions, helping your business one penny at a time.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Coming up after the Valley's Morning News, stay tuned for the Sergio Show starting at 9, followed by the Dana Lash Show at 11 on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Potomac app.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The NFL champion is decided as the Seattle Seahawks defeated the New England Patriots last night 29-13 to win their second Super Bowl in franchise history. Seattle running back Kenneth Walker III won the game MVP as he finished with 135 yards on the ground over 27 carries. The Patriot offense never seemed to get up to full speed as they were scoreless through the first 3 quarters, and Drake May's 2 interceptions in the fourth ended the chances for a comeback. That's your TSN Sports Minute. I'm Jet Nelson.
Team USA Figure Skating is celebrating its second straight Olympic gold medal in the team event. The quad god Ilya Malinin carried the Stars and Stripes to the top of the podium with his first place finish in the men's free skate. Japan took silver while host country Italy took home the bronze for just its third ever Olympic medal in figure skating. Breezy Johnson won gold in women's downhill skiing, but it was veteran Lindsey Vonn that made the headlines. Vonn, who was dealing with a torn ACL, suffered a hard crash during her run, was airlifted off the slope before having surgery to repair a broken leg. That's sports. I'm Ronza Moss.
Well, if you like the weather today, you're going to like it all week. And, oh, God forbid, into next week as well. Dry and hot. Upper 80s today for highs. 87 to 89. Same thing tomorrow, 86 to 88. They're just moving the numbers around. It's going to be upper 80s for highs. At the beach, it'll be like low 80s all week. I don't see any rain in this forecast. So that's your AccuWeather forecast. Border Bridge wait times as posted on KURV.com. Let's see if they've fixed it. Wow. It is now 1 hour at Ansalduas. 3 hours at the Hidalgo Bridge, really? Like, what happens? You close all the lanes down to 1? 3 hours at the Hidalgo Bridge coming back from Reynosa. Go to Pharr. I know it's a drive, but last check was only 10 to 15 minutes at the Pharr Bridge. Business news check of your money next on 710 KURV. The Valley's Morning News is also at Radio Para Mi. Download the free app and listen on your smartphone. Everything I'm going to mention here on behalf of JP and Jeff at Amigo Power Equipment. You can find the legal write-up, all the long paragraphs, explanations of this, that, and the other. KubotaUSA.com, KubotaUSA.com at Amigo Power Equipment. JP and Jeff are providing you a great financing opportunity and savings of up to $3,500 on some of this rugged, dependable, and they get the job done. This Kubota equipment that you need for your property. You're punching holes in the ground, or you need to move some earth, or you're mowing, chopping up stuff. You need Kubota at your property. It is the number one selling compact tractor in the nation. It is Kubota, and you will find that Kubota tractor and the zero-turn mowers and all the attachments, all the other equipment from Kubota at Amigo Power. Right now at Amigo Power, select Kubota equipment, 0% financing if you qualify, or savings of up to $3,500 now through February 28th at Amigo Power Equipment, Edinburgh on Monte Cristo.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in McAllen at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
If you think we need a politician for our next attorney general, I got good news for you. There's a whole bunch of fast talkers to choose from. Or maybe you want someone that's done it before. Put criminals in jail and kept them there too. While the politicians talked, Joan Huffman was a tough-as-nails prosecutor, putting criminals away. And she was a judge, and nobody was tougher on crime. How about the border? In the state Senate, Joan Huffman got more money and manpower to stop Biden's invasion than any man in Texas. Joan Huffman is tough. She's effective. She's the most qualified. And that's why Texas top law enforcement all endorse Joan. Joan Huffman, prosecutor, judge, a strong conservative for attorney general. Political ad paid for by Texans for Joan Huffman.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Maryland officials are asking federal help after what they describe as one of the worst oyster seasons in state history. Maryland Representative Andy Harishas has asked the NOAA to declare an economic fishery disaster. Such a designation could unlock emergency federal assistance. Hims & Hers says it will stop offering its copycat Wegovy weight loss pill. The decision comes after Novo Nordisk, maker of Wegovy, and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration threatened legal action against the telehealth provider. Customs and Border Protection reports that agricultural specialists at Miami International Airport will process about 990 million stems of cut flowers in the weeks before February 14th. Around 90% of the fresh cut flowers being sold for Valentine's Day in the U.S. come through Miami. The other 10% pass through Los Angeles. Futures are slightly lower. Friday, the Dow Industrials gained 1206, rising above 50,000 for the very first time. That's Your Money Now.
AccuWeather says hot weather is back. Well, look at it this way. At least it's not well into the 90s. Man, be grateful for it. So highs today, 87, 88. Copy paste tomorrow. All week, pretty much the same thing. Temperatures in the upper 80s for highs across the valley. This is the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. We got Fox News coming up in about 2 minutes. Join us at Radio Para Mi and listen on your smartphone. 600 plus 5-star Google reviews. Think of it. The time that folks who can afford a home and are professionals and time is precious, they take the time. Folks who work with a Ryan and Brian real estate team, and they're so happy They have taken the time to sit down and say glowing, wonderful things, all these praises for the Ryan and Brian real estate team. 600 plus 5-star Google reviews. I know that if you work with the Ryan and Brian real estate team, you're going to be very, very happy, just like I am. Help you find a home, help you sell your home. Guaranteed, by the way. If you cannot find a buyer at a price and deadline that you guys agreed to with the Ryan and Brian team, they will buy your house. It's that simple. So this relieved Robert's stress. He hired the Ryan and Brian real estate team because Robert had worked with another team, got no results, had no success. After 8 months, was getting ready just to give up. No one showed any interest in Robert's home until he called the Ryan and Brian real estate team because they have a super strong, aggressive, successful marketing approach. And they got the job done for the most money. Didn't take long for Robert's house to have a buyer. Once the Ryan and Brian real estate team stepped in, got full asking price for that home. That could be you, my friend. Call the Ryan and Brian real estate team. Start that conversation. 956-540-2536. The website, ryanandbrian.com. That's ryanandbrian.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Brian. Go to ryanandbrian.com.
Do you have the right financial advisor to help you navigate where you want to go? With life's twists and turns, having a trusted expert by your side can make all the difference. An Ameriprise advisor will take the time to truly understand what's important to you, crafting a personalized strategy tailored to your goals and needs. Whether you're preparing for the expected or the unexpected, they'll help you stay on track with regular reviews and digital tools designed to give you clarity and control. With an Ameriprise advisor, you can feel more confident, connected, and in charge of your financial future. Call Ameriprise Financial Advisor David Barnes today at 956-772-4200, 956-772-4200. His office is conveniently located at 3008 North McCall Road, Suite B in McAllen. Ameriprise Financial cannot guarantee future financial results. Not FDIC or NCUA insured. No financial institution guarantee. May lose value. Securities offered by Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC. Member FINRA and SIPC.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area, call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen, 956-368-5247. That's drtsprimary.care.com.
This is your news, weather, and talk station. News Talk 710, KURV, and KURV.com.
We are the pulse of South Texas business. Welcome to the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Happy Monday. I'm Sergio Sanchez along with show producer Fred Cruz and AccuWeather meteorologist Bill Dager. They'll be joining us next hour. Across South Texas, temperatures mostly in the upper 50s. Highs today, upper 80s. And rinse and repeat all week, upper 80s for highs this entire week. News on 710 KURV is a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Day 9 of the search for Nancy Guthrie.
Some of the final moments before the Guthrie family may pay out millions of dollars to these alleged captor or captors. Pima County Sheriff posting yesterday, the Nancy Guthrie investigation is ongoing. Follow-ups continue at multiple locations. No suspects, persons of interest, or vehicles have been identified.
Fox's Matt Finn in Tucson. Can Wall Street build on Friday's monster close?
The market is basically telling you that the economy is firing on all cylinders. So we got about 50,000, first time ever, 50,115. That is up more than 1,206. Or nearly 2.5%. You know, this has been a pretty quick run from 40 to 50.
Fox Business' Cheryl Casoni in Seattle dominates New England and captures Super Bowl 60. America's listening to Fox News.
Heads up if you're driving a Ford F-150, especially if it's a 2015 to 2017 model. Federal regulators expanding their investigation into over 1 million Ford F-150 trucks after some safety issues were reported with the transmission. the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, saying that they received some complaints about unexpected transmission downshifts, no warning, and some drivers reported the issue was often accompanied by a temporary rear wheel lockup and skidding that increased the chance of an accident. And we're talking about 2015 to 2017 F-150 trucks. Check the NHTSA or Ford website for information on this investigation and recall. And Governor Greg Abbott is defending his visa fraud investigation.
Governor Greg Abbott has banned all public universities and state agencies from processing any new H-1B visa applications.
There were a lot of uses and abuses going on.
He says there is not any reason to have foreign workers at taxpayer-funded institutions. The visa ban runs to the end of the next legislative session as a way to give the state time to do a sweeping review. There's around 40,000 people in Texas under H-1B visas, and most work at major corporations.
It is National Football Hangover Day as well, Freddie. That's why some are not holding class today, because there's a lot of people that call out sick after the Super Bowl. You know, they call it the Super Bowl flu. Right? They stayed up way too late partying. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We invite you to join us on your smartphone. If you have not found us on your smartphone, go to the App Store. Go get Radio Para Mi. Download it. Look for 710 KURV at Radio Para Mi.
They said copies for a penny couldn't be done. We said, watch us. Total Imaging Solutions. We're flipping the script on printing. Whether you're a small business or a big operation, it doesn't matter. If you need a printer or copier, Total Imaging Solutions has the right printer for you. You get the printer for a simple monthly fee and copies, just a penny or less a page. No ink or toner charges. No surprise service fees, just clear, honest pricing. And if your old printer's slowing you down, we'll trade it out and level you up. Whether you print just a couple of copies a day or need the next New York Times press, we can help. Plus, if anything ever breaks, our team will have you up and running in under 4 hours. Easy printing, fast service, real savings. That's the penny or less revolution. Call 956-664-2113 or visit copiesforapenny.com. That's copiesforapenny.com. Total Imaging Solutions, helping your business one penny at a time.
My name is Sergio Sanchez, candidate for House District 41. I'm a Republican. I want to state very clearly that I am 100% pro-life. There are others in my primary field that have stated, quote, men have taken away control of our bodies. This is against the party platform. This is against the tenets of my faith. I have every intention of fighting for every child, including the unborn, in Austin. The miracle of